What's going on, everyone? So, Lakers did a fantastic job this year, making the Western Conference Finals in a season that just looked abysmal, right? Started 2-10. It looked like, oh, here we go again. Another non-play-in even type season. Lakers were able to fight, get to the trade deadline, make some, Houdini magic, and then boom, here we go. And we had a real roster. And a lot of these guys are very likely going to be on the roster for the foreseeable future, right? LeBron James has got at least one more year on his contract. He can opt out the following season. Anthony Davis, his contract is going to get ready for renewal in the next few years. You have a lot of question marks in regards to several players, right? What do the Lakers do with D'Angelo Russell, right? Do they sign him? There's a lot of talks and rumors about potentially signing and trading D'Angelo Russell and moving off of him and trying to maybe get another piece. The Lakers really want a third star. That's something that's heavily been rumored, heavily been reported. You have Rui Hachimura, right? Lakers plan and intend on signing him long term. Jovan Buha from The Athletic recently made an article talking about how the Lakers intend to match anything for Rui Hachimura as long as it's $20 million or less. Now, I don't think he's going to get more. I think he's a 15 to maybe 18 million a year player at most, closer to 15 million. But we have seen teams throw the bag at guys because of a multitude of reasons. Like, think of like Chandler Parsons, right? Just got a payday just for the right circumstances. JJ Redick got like an insane contract 1 year for, just to be a salary filler. You have a lot of teams that are going to need to hit the cap floor that may throw money at Rui Hachimura and just say, hey, let's get him 100 years, or sorry, 100 million over 4 years, right? Like there's teams that may do something like that and just kind of phase the Lakers out. Austin Reeves, I expect them to match whatever it is because he actually has a cap on his cap contract and salary. So I think the Lakers, and all the reports have said that the Lakers will match whatever it is with Austin Reeves. But then you have decisions like, Lonnie Walker, right? You have Early Bird. Like, does he take the $7 million at most that the Lakers can offer? What do you do with Mo Bamba, right? Do you keep his $10 million or do you end up waiving him, letting him go? Malik Beasley, he's making $16.5 million and was a bit of a disappointment. Do you let him go? Are you able to retain Dennis Schroeder? Jared Vanderbilt, I imagine, stays. You got Max Christie. You got the 17th pick. There's so many directions and pieces that you can make a real argument. Bring everybody back. Ride this whole season out. You have a full offseason, a full training camp, a full preseason, a full regular season, everything ready to go in order to maybe potentially contend for an NBA championship again. Lakers were one of the 4 teams. They're a contender. And if everyone's healthy and a full season under their belt, they very likely could be a contender again next year. I don't see the landscape changing that much, if at all, right? I think a lot of these teams are going to be kind of in the exact same boat. Some teams may be a little better, but I think for the most part, it'll be marginal, right? I think the Lakers would have a real chance against any team in the Western Conference, unless Joel Embiid goes to like the Golden State Warriors or something like that, or the Phoenix Suns or something crazy like that. Realistically, the Lakers will be one of the top teams. They'll probably be a playoff team, assuming injuries and stuff aren't a major thing. And once they're in the playoffs, I think that they can make a real run. But do they stand pat? Do they look to go make some moves and kind of push the chips to the table, right? Or do they look to rebuild? Now, this isn't as far-fetched as you may think, right? Do the Lakers believe that Anthony Davis, one, is the guy for the future, right? Because, look, the Lakers are going to have to pay him soon. Does he want to stay there after LeBron leaves, right? There's a lot of questions about him being the number one guy. So if you do decide to keep Anthony Davis, then you need to find that number one guy. LeBron James, is he okay with staying there? There's, lots of talks about his retirement, potentially being traded to the Golden State Warriors. It's not that far-fetched to think like, hey, like, what if the Lakers just blow it up, right? Blow it up early. It's better to be ahead than behind, right? It's better to to unload things while it's valuable than not, right? If you could you turn Anthony Davis into like the number 3 pick in a package from like the Portland Trailblazers? Portland's trying very hard to get another star, and are willing to shop basically everybody in order to get that star, so that way you could pair Damian Lillard with another star. Would Portland look at it and go, hey, we'll take Anthony Davis. We'll give you the number 3 pick, Simons, and can you get Sharp or something like that, right? And now you draft Scoot Henderson, and you got him for, as your starting point guard for the next 10 plus years, at least, maybe even the next 20 years. That wouldn't be bad. Now you have Scoot and Austin Reeves as a backcourt. Max Christie has grown to 6'7". You got the 17th pick in this year's draft. You have Rui Hachimura. You have Jared Vanderbilt. You got this really nice young core, right? Maybe you draft, maybe now at 17, maybe you are drafting your center of the future because you're like, hey, we got the 3 pick. We got, we got our guy. We got our point guard of the future. We got Austin Reeves, so we got our shooting guard of the future. We got Max Christie, so we got our 3 of the future. We got Rui Hachimura, so we got our 4 of the future. All we need is the 5. Right? So maybe they do go draft their center of the future, or you take LeBron James and unload him. Can you go get a center, a young center, right? Can you trade LeBron James to Phoenix for like DeAndre Ayton or something, in a package like that? Again, just throwing stuff out there, not saying that that's what they should do. Again, it's just, there's an argument to be made of like, hey, get ahead of this thing. Anthony Davis and his injury history, plus the concerns of him not being a number 1 option. LeBron James is only older. He's going to have surgery in the offseason. Like, can you win another championship with these two? Now, I personally am of the mindset you push chips to the table and go all in, right? Because I just think if you have an opportunity or a window to win a championship, you capitalize on it. And that's always kind of been the Lakers brand. But if tomorrow we got news that Anthony Davis was traded to Portland for the number 3 pick, Sharp and Simons, and then LeBron James was followed up, traded to, let's say, the Golden State Warriors package for Moody, Poole, and Kuminga, right? To me, that's not bad. Because now you have probably one of the deepest young cores in the entire league. You could take some of those young assets and now go and get a star or two. You're the Los Angeles Lakers, so stars are going to want to go there regardless. If you have a foundation of of Scoot Henderson, Austin Reeves, Jordan Poole, Max Christie, Kuminga, Moses Moody, Rui Hachimura, and now you also have the pieces to go and maybe go get a legit center, go draft a young guy, right? You have a lot of options and a lot of flexibility. So I don't hate the idea of hey, maybe the Lakers should go and hit the rebuild button, but I think you go all in. Now, there's several ways you could go about that. One is obviously all the reports that the Lakers want a 3rd star. It makes a lot of sense because it is the Lakers, and the Lakers love stars, right? They love the star power. They want the stars. They want the big names filling up the seats. Stars sell merch and tickets and make the money. That's how the league makes money, right? Is off the stars. Now, the Lakers have been linked to several guys. Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Trae Young, DeMar DeRozan, right? And if there's any kind of murmur that any star wants out, you're going to hear about it, right? And you're going to hear the Lakers linked to it because it's the Lakers, right? And stars want to go to Lakers. Lakers want stars. They always go big game hunting. It's what it is. So there is that approach. But here's the thing, is the concern is depth. When it comes to the depth, though, depending on the star, you could still keep your depth. So if you went and trade for a Damian Lillard, let's say, you could trade for Damian Lillard and still keep basically all of your pieces. But if you went and tried to trade for, say, a Kyrie Irving, well, now you can't because now you're hard capped and now you're just in a tough spot. So again, it just depends on the star and the situation and the environment. If you can find the right star to bring in, makes sense. Also, Anthony Davis and LeBron James are going to miss probably 30 plus games this season, so it'd be nice to kind of have that third guy. That hopefully both aren't out at the same time, so that way you always have. Let's just use Damian Lillard because he's on the screen. Let's just use Dame for example. Hopefully, you always have a Dame and LeBron, or a Dame and AD, or a LeBron and AD. You always got two of those three on the court at all times, and they're kind of helping each other stay healthy and be healthy going into the playoffs. And then once you get into the playoffs, I mean, if you have Damian Lillard, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Rui Hachimura, and Austin Reeves, you're probably winning the NBA championship. Like, good luck trying to stop that team. And then you'd still have like Jared Vanderbilt off the bench, plus Max Christie, plus whatever else you unload, unless you traded Max Christie. But even then, you'd still have you could probably find a couple vet minimum guys that make sense. You still have Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba, or maybe you take them and go get some other pieces. So that approach does make a world of sense. The other option is go get blue chip level guys, right? And by blue chip level, I mean blue chip level role players, right? If you can get some blue chip level role play, so can you go get a Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, right? Can you take Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba and both your first and go get Buddy Hield and Miles Turner? Don't need a star, right? Well, now you got a sharp shooting, dead eye shooter in Buddy Hield, and then you got, your center for now and the future in Miles Turner, right? Miles Turner's got a good 5+ years left in him. There are some injury concerns and stuff like that with Miles Turner, but I mean, now in today's NBA, pretty much every player's injured for a fair amount of time. So you could go that route, kind of put a bunch of blue chip guys around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Trust that once LeBron leaves, you're the Los Angeles Lakers, so another star is going to want to come at some point. You would have a bunch of blue chip guys that you could use to go and trade for that other star, or you could have the cap space to go and just sign that other star, and you have Anthony Davis, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt, like all of these pieces, all of these things, right? You'd have the depth, you'd have the talent. Now it's just, okay, we just got to add that other star, and now we're off to the business, right? Here we go, let's get it, right? That is where I think it makes a lot of sense. That's the approach that I would probably take. I wouldn't hate it if tomorrow we got word that Damian Lillard was traded to the Lakers. Because again, as long as if you can go get that third star and still keep all, like, the bulk of your depth, like, can you go get Damian Lillard and still keep Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, and Jared Vanderbilt? If you can do that, then fine. Because now you got at least a 6-man rotation, right? So now you're just trying to hold on for everything else, trying to find everything else. And then when LeBron leaves, you have your 2 stars to continue post LeBron James. That makes sense. But the Lakers really do. The Lakers we're getting to the end of the road here with LeBron and AD. Now, whether AD stays or not, still, it's going to be the end of LeBron and AD. So Lakers are going to have to start heading in a proper direction. But I just think if you're in a position to where you can go for it, I think you go for it, because championships aren't guaranteed, and the Lakers might not be in this position again for who knows how long. So I think if you can do it, you do it. Go get the chip, or go at least try to get the chip. Nothing's guaranteed. Even, like, let's say they get, whatever. Let's say they get Damian Lillard, right? And, you keep everybody else. And let's say another best case. Let's say Brook Lopez is like, oh man, they got Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, and LeBron James. Like, I'll take, you know what? I want to win another chip. I'll take a vet minimum, right? I mean, let's just go crazy here for a minute, right? Even with that roster, Damian Lillard, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, Brooke Lopez, Anthony Davis, Jared Vanderbilt. I mean, come on, like that's unfair. They still could they still could not win an NBA championship because injuries and age, and there's just so many factors. Things have to go right. There's so many things that have to go right. Nothing's guaranteed, but I still think if you're in a position to where you're one of the top handful of teams and you could push yourself a little further, do it. Go try to win the championship, right? So I'd rather them go that approach. But anyway, as always, this is the discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Again, just kind of a food for thought type video. Jake's still taking care of some stuff, so I'm trying to hold it down and get videos up when I can. But don't worry, we will get back soon. Me and Jake were actually talking about it the other day about him getting back to the channel real soon. Just got some stuff that he's got to sort out, and he'll be back. But in the meantime, trying to hold it down for him. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Love to hear it.